The South Pacific island of Easter Island has gained popularity as a fascinating destination for travelers and antiquarians alike. The mystery surrounding the Moai statues is what draws the majority of visitors. It is still unknown how they were cut or transported throughout the island. Let's look at the top 10 facts about Easter Island, since there are many misconceptions about it. Hello everyone, this is AWZ. Welcome to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Enjoy. How the statues were moved is a mystery. Of all the fascinating facts about Easter Island, the moving of the sculptures, or Moai, is said to be the most amazing because it was accomplished without the use of wheels, cranes, or large animals. Most frequently, researchers have assumed that islanders used a combination of log rollers, ropes, and wooden sledges. Regardless, Terry Hunt from the University of Hawaii and Carl Lippo from California State University, Long Beach collaborated with National Geographic in 2011 to show that a group of just 18 people could move a 3 meters, 10 feet replica of a Moai weighing 5 tons a few hundred meters with just 3 ropes and some practice. It's unclear whether this tactic would have affected Paro, the tallest Moai standing at about 10 meters, 33 feet, tall and weighing 82 tons, or the largest Moai, which weighs an incredible 86 tons. The massive heads are bodies. Since the earliest discoveries in 1914, archaeologists have recognized that the Easter Island statues contain bodies. However, because Moai that were covered up to their shoulders were the ones that were most frequently photographed, people generally referred to them as Easter Island heads. In 2012, images of an exhuming drive by the Easter Island Statue Project mixed with an image from the 1950s began to circulate, showcasing just how enormous the sculptures actually are. Few public outlets printed a story about the site since it was so startling. A Moai ear was once stolen by a Finnish visitor. A Finnish tourist was discovered in 2008 chopping a Moai's ear off on Anakina seashore. An islander witnessed 26-year-old Marco Kolju fleeing the scene while holding a piece of the artwork. She informed the police, who were able to identify Kolju thanks to his body art. Given that he was seeking up to 7 years in prison, the Finn was placed under house arrest and fined about $17,000. Soon after his catch, Kolju expressed a public conciliation through a Chilean newspaper. As a result of the episode, there are more restrictions on visitor access, and one quarry has been walled off far from the primary attraction. One ugly duckling has a mystery explanation. Out of all the fascinating Easter Island realities, this one is maybe the most intriguing. Each sculpture on Easter Island has distinctive longer highlights and adheres to a particular aesthetic. However, Tukuturi appears to be unquestionably more human. It is much more subdued than the other Moai and appears to be hunched over with its hands resting on its legs. Tukuturi has a rounder, more human-like head with what appears to be some facial hair growth. Additionally, Tukuturi was created using a different material, the rose stone of Punapua, and then transported to Reino Raraku, whilst the other Moai were carved at the shocking site of Reino Raraku. Nobody is aware of why it is so unusual. Angry islanders toppled the statues. Nobody disputes that Easter Island underwent extensive deforestation at some point in its history. For a while now, the prevailing theory has been that the islanders cut down, or consumed, trees to clear land, make kayaks for the expanding population, and possibly ship the Moai. Later theories contend that Polynesian rodents that traveled with the main kayaks are to blame for the extensive devastation. Anthropologists do agree that the islanders did rebel or show disobedience at some point during the 1700s. The world's most remote inhabited island is Easter Island. Easter Island is one of the most remote inhabited islands in the world, lying 3,800 kilometers off the coast of its nearest neighbor Chile in the Southeast Pacific Ocean. Even though Easter Island is still in Chile, getting there takes at least 5 hours. Due to the lack of harbors, flying is the preferred method of transportation. The shortest flight takes about 5 hours from Santiago, while it takes 7 hours from Tahiti. So what benefits do being so far away have? All things considered, peace and harmony should come first. A pleasant fact is that the seas off of Easter Island are among the world's clearest, and the island is also largely free of contaminants. Up to a depth of 50 to 60 meters, the water around the island is clear. For divers and swimmers who are curious about the colorful corals and marine life below the surface, it is like spring in the desert. The island was first colonized by a Polynesian boss many years ago. Legend has it that between 800 and 1,700 years ago, the fearless leader Hotumatue led his family to Easter Island. The boss and his family traveled to Easter Island on massive kayaks. They came from the mythical Polynesian island of Hiva, which is now thought to be the Marquesas Islands. They settled on the island, bringing new species like chickens, sugarcane, and bananas, and they lived in isolation for a very long time before European explorers arrived. It is acknowledged that the island has long been home to a thriving population of between 2,000 and 3,000 people. In any event, by 1877 there were only 111 people left due to the crushing effects of common disputes, scourges, slave strikes, famine, and deforestation. Approximately half of the 8,000 people who live there today consider themselves to be Rapa Nui natives. The Moai are acknowledged to speak for Rapa Nui ancestors. The massive Moai, which are enormous stone sculptures representing the essences of revered ancestors, are arguably the most renowned aspects of Rapa Nui culture. Only the face and shoulders are visible above the ground since the bodies are completely buried beneath it. To symbolize security for everyone, they are all facing inward from the coast. On Easter Island, there were initially a great deal of these enormous Moai statues, but later, in the 1700s, there were significant disputes amongst the Rapa Nui. The families were fighting over limited resources, and they were also destroying each other's Moais. Before the island was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1995, gatherers also stole a few Moai. Since then, many have been raised again on Easter Island, as you can see today. These intriguing figurines are also present in the British Museum in London and the Louvre in Paris. Even from Google Earth, the largest Moai on Easter Island can be seen. The Moai sculptures were relocated by the Rapa Nui up to 18 miles. The Moai are enormous and powerful. They were carved out of cemented volcanic debris discovered on the island's Reino Waraku volcanic hole by the islanders using stone engraving techniques. How on earth were these massive sculptures able to be moved about the island? Due to the lack of a written history and the reliance on oral tradition, nobody actually knows. Even yet, given that a Moai's normal height is 4 meters, its breadth is 1.6 meters, and its weight is approximately 12.5 tons, the equivalent of 2 African elephants, moving the Moai across the island across an 18-kilometer distance was probably a pretty impressive feat. The Tapati Rapa Nui Festival is consistently held on Easter Island. With the Tapati Rapa Nui Festival, the people of Easter Island continually praise their way of life. It takes place throughout the first 14 days of February and includes traditional activities like woodcutting and music performed on brand new 8-string level ukuleles. During the celebration, the island likewise splits into 2 groups. Each of the 2 groups is led by a sovereign, and the sovereign of the winning group is given the title Sovereign of the Island for the remaining months of the year. The entire festival is a fantastic event and a great time to explore this unusual island. This is all for today. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe our channel. Stay tuned with AWZ.